My name is Charlie McGrath. I'm the founder of WideAwakeNews.com and a host on the Rinse Radio Network. I want to talk about tyranny's favorite vehicle. Tyranny's favorite vehicle is democracy. Democracy is leading to the implementation and spreading of tyranny around this planet. Now, one real small example of this is what occurred over this weekend. Last week, the mainstream media, 90% controlled by about 6 corporations, was generating all kinds of fear and loathing because of a European implosion because of a vote inside of Greece on Sunday. I wrote an article on Friday saying, forget it. There's not going to be a collapse come Monday morning because the people of Greece are not going to be allowed to determine their own financial future. The vote will go the right way. Greece will stay inside the EU. More debt will be issued and representative government will be destroyed. And that's exactly what occurred. We had a very small majority of a minority inside the Greek government vote to stay, or at least allegedly voting to stay inside the EU and continuing in the euro. That calmed markets, and we had a flat day in the markets across the planet. But you see, this is the trick of democracy. You pretend like you have a vote in your own future, but you don't. 37% of the government of Greece can make the determination for the rest, for the entire 100%. This isn't representative government. This is a recipe for the implementation of tyranny. And look exactly what we have. That's exactly what we have inside these nations. If you look at Greece, their leader has been removed. A technocrat has been installed. The nation's wealth is being robbed so it can be paid to a bunch of banks, and people are literally killing themselves in the streets inside of Greece. Their future has one word to describe it, which is depression, and this promises to spread across Europe. This is a direct result of the tyranny of the majority of the minority, the tyranny of democracy, the favorite vehicle of tyranny. Now, we have the G20 meeting kicking off today down there in Mexico. The number one thing a spokesman for the president talked about was the increased European integration, how a great talk was had and this integration is moving along forward. Let's understand what that means. It means exactly what these elites inside of Europe have been talking about for over 3 years. We need to break down the barriers of representative government and give more power to Brussels, more power to the European Central Bank. Wolfgang Schäuble, finance minister of Germany, said to Angela Merkel, we need to use this crisis in order to redo the Constitution and give more power, more financial power, more consolidating of power to Brussels. This is the game plan. Democracy has led to the fall down of this country, the United States of America. We've seen a banking elite become the legislative arm of the government, write the laws that govern this nation. This is what happens in a democracy. Legal-based and financial-based capitalism ensues. Free market capitalism dies. They need to implement this same plan, the same agenda inside of Europe. Now, the crisis didn't happen Monday morning, but we can see that Citi and Deutsche Bank are calling for a shock to the system to give these gutless so-called representatives and leaders the political cover to do just that, to give more power to these banks so they can have ultimate control not only over the 310 million people of the United States, but the 500 million people of Europe, and in effect, implement their stated agenda, global financial governments. That's why when the G20 kicks off, with all the other headlines going on, 62% of the people in this country believe we're in recession. Israel's moving tanks to the border of Egypt. Egypt government is melting down after a glorious color revolution. Russia's moving warships into Syria. And our so-called leadership in Washington, D.C. never stops beating the drum of war in North Africa and in the Middle East. And the number one topic brought up is the European integration. It's integration, all right. It's the integration of tyranny into everyday life. And the one word that we all need to continue to focus on is control. It's all about who will gain ultimate control. And if democracy reigns and tyranny uses it as its vehicle of choice, we will have a dominant central banking cabal controlling every aspect of our lives. Stories are attached. That's all I got.